joining me aboard the SS IKEA ferry for the trip to Brooklyn. Thank Brooklyn for having me. If you can't hear me, you're going to have to step forward because this is as loud as I can get. I have 31 plays to get through today. I have to save a little bit for Hamlet at the end of the day. Here on the ferry, I'm going to begin my attempt to perform all of Shakespeare's, well, not all of. He wrote 37. I'm going to perform 31 today. I'm going to begin with Shakespeare's comedies. Why the comedies aboard a ferry, you ask? Well, you know that 4 of Shakespeare's 16 comedies begin with horrible shipwrecks. So I figured, why not? But you know, Shakespeare was a genius at borrowing and adapting these plot devices from different theatrical traditions. The Roman comedies of Plautus and Terence, Ovid's Metamorphoses, which are hysterically funny. Gentlemen lost in the merry wives of Venice on a midsummer's 12th night in winter, or Cymbeline taming Pericles the merchant in the tempest of love, as much as you like it for nothing, or The Love Boat Goes to IKEA. Act 1. A Spanish duke swears an oath of celibacy and turns the rule of his kingdom over to his sadistic and tyrannical twin brother. He learns some fantastical feats of magic and sets sail for Red Hook, along with his daughters, 3 beautiful and virginal sets of identical twins. While rounding the heel of Italy, the Duke's ship is caught in a terrible tempest, which, in its fury, casts the Duke up on a desert island along with the loveliest and most virginal of his daughters. This innocent vision of loveliness stumbles into a dark cave, where she is molested by a clueless, useless, reeking, green-backed monster who symbolizes the current state of the US dollar. Act 2. The long-lost children of the Duke's brother, also coincidentally 3 sets of identical twins, have just arrived in Italy. Although still possessed of an inner nobility, they are but shadows of the men they once were, and in the utmost extremity are forced to borrow money from an old Jew who deceives them into putting down their brains as collateral on the loan. Meanwhile, the 6 brothers fall in love with 6 Italian sisters, 3 of whom are contentious, sharp-tongued little shrews, while the other 3 are submissive, air-headed little bimbos. Act 3. The shipwrecked identical daughters of the Duke wash up on the shores of Italy, disguise themselves as men, and become pages to the shrews. And matchmakers to the Duke's brother's sons. They lead all the lovers into a nearby forest where, on a midsummer's night, a bunch of mischievous fairies squeeze the aphrodisiac juice of a hermaphroditic flower in the shrew's eyes, causing them to fall in love with their own pages, who in turn fall in love with the Duke's brother's sons, unaware of the fact that they are their own first cousins. Act 4. The elderly fathers of the Italian sisters, finding their daughters missing, dispatch messages to the pages telling them to kill any man in the vicinity. However, unable to find men in the forest, the faithful messengers, in a final, misguided act of loyalty, deliver the messages to each other and kill themselves. Meanwhile, the fish creature and the Duke arrive in the forest disguised as Russians, and for no apparent reason, perform 2-man underwater version of Uncle Vanya. Act 5. The Duke commands the fairies to right their wrongs. The pages and the bimbos get into a knockdown, drag-out fight in the mud, during which the pages' clothes get ripped off, revealing female genitalia. Oh my. The Duke recognizes his daughters. The Duke's brother's sons recognize their uncle. The shrews and the bimbos get their own reality show, and they all get married, go to buy some affordable furniture and Swedish meatballs, and live happily ever after.